Welcome to the Witchy Work Wishes podcast, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. Welcome to Witchy Work Wishes. I am your host, Charlene, and today's episode is all about essential oils for the office. I am really excited to bring in my guest speaker today, which I will do in just a little bit. But first, I always like to start off with 3 things I did over the weekend to help with my witchcraft practice. The first one is something I'm just going to touch on since I want to jump right into the podcast with my guest speaker. But I ended up having an interaction of some type after the blood moon stormwater work I did back in early November. Remember, we had that full moon and the full lunar eclipse. And the night after, something happened. I don't know exactly what, but something did. And I didn't even know it until I went back and listened to the recording that my sleep app took. So I'll dive more into that next week so I can spend a little time on it. But this one rocked my world as it was actually caught on recording. My first reaction was to be a little scared, honestly, but I'm settled more with it now, and I just need some help in figuring out what exactly happened. Okay, on a lighter note, second thing I did was to finalize my son's room and get it ready for him coming home for Thanksgiving. I mentioned last week that I completed a big cleaning frenzy, which was amazing. Not only in his room, but I did the whole house. So this weekend was more of just some touch-up cleaning and decorating. I added some pumpkins to his room, and since Saturday was my little Scorpio's 25th birthday, I had some presents wrapped and a card waiting on his bed for him. I did cleanse his room one more time and added an essential oil room spray afterwards with drops of cranberry, cinnamon, and balsam fir for a real holiday feel. Last thing I did was organize my shopping list for Thanksgiving cooking, and I really planned out all of the wonderful intentions that I could add to each item that I was cooking and baking. So adding intentions to your baking and cooking is such a great way to share your warm wishes of love and prosperity with your family and friends. For the baking, I know I'll be carving a sigil into the pie crust just before it cooks, so I can add my intentions of love for my family. And I'll be saying something with each ingredient for the mashed potatoes as I stir it all together. And I'll be cooking up a special spell for being so thankful as I make all of the other dishes that are on our traditional Thanksgiving dinner table. So now I'll be doing some of this cooking the night this podcast airs with my new moon ritual. So I want to make sure I am ready. And by planning ahead and making my to-do list, I know I can get everything done. All right, moon status this week. Quick and easy, we have a new moon happening today as this podcast airs. New moons are all about fresh starts and new beginnings, and they are the perfect time to create and set intentions and plan for what you want. Okay, let's jump into today's main topic, which is about essential oils for the office. And I am so very excited to have Cathi join us as my guest speaker today. Cathi owns SYV Essential Oils and is here to help guide us through what essential oils are and how we can use them at work. Cathi, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So tell us a little about yourself and your business.
So I actually am a realtor and I do property management, and I wasn't busy enough, so I decided to open a retail gift shop.
That sounds about right for all girls, right?
Yeah. So besides essential oils, I have gifts and plants and just fun stuff that you won't find around town, I hope, anywhere else. So it's just been a joy.
I love that.
Yeah.
And what do you actually sell in your store? Not just the oils.
I have jewelry from a couple people that are local. I have baskets that are handmade. I have plants, little knick-knacky things for the house, crystals.
Love it.
So a lot of different stuff.
That is amazing. Okay. So, and where can people find you if they want to reach out specifically?
So I am off the beaten path. If you, Copenhagen is the main street. So if you just know first, you go below Copenhagen on First. There's 3 stores right there in a row. One is Solvang knives. Most men want to go there. So I am 2 doors up from that, and the men can be over there, and
girls can head to yours.
Yep.
So I love it.
It's a really great symbiotic relationship that we have going.
That is amazing. So you're actually located in the city of Solvang in California.
Correct.
And what about website and email if people want to reach out to you or find out more about you?
So my website is www.santa.
SYV?
SYVEssentialoils.com. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. My Instagram is the same thing, SYV Essential Oils. And I would encourage anybody who's interested to follow me on Instagram. I try and do something informational. It's almost all oils, not the rest of the stuff I have in my shop. So I do recipes, diffuser recipes, just DIY things. It's just fun.
That's actually how I found you, and I love your Instagram posts. I love them. They're so inspirational,
Thank you.
And it's all the things I'm like, I can do that one. I think I can. You're going to tell me why I'm not able to do it.
Okay.
Okay, so today you've kind of broken down the essential oils into, learning more about them, into 3 main areas. You've got what it is, right? What essential oils are. What are the benefits of using essential oils? And then you're going to help us with some more specific stuff that maybe we can do in the office.
Yep.
And I'm sure I'm going to have a million questions along the way.
Perfect.
So go ahead, start us off with the first one.
Okay, well, before we even do that, we're going to do something a little off camera here.
Love it. Okay.
So this is sweet wild orange.
Ooh, I just got 2 drops of sweet wild orange on my palm.
And we're going to rub our hands together.
Oh, that smells amazing.
And then take a good sniff.
Oh, that smells so
I've only met
good.
one person that didn't like wild orange, and it was kind of like, my dog doesn't like you, I don't like you.
Oh, we have that theme often here, just so you know. Oh, that's amazing.
It's wild orange, exactly like how you think it is. It's the peel. So, you know, when you're peeling an orange, that's that smell.
Yes.
And that's what essential oils are for citrus. It's the peel. So if you're ever zesting something, just use this instead.
That's it.
A drop of this. So
Oh my God, it smells amazing.
awesome. Yeah. So this all citrus is very uplifting. So this right here would be a wonderful thing for the office, and I will talk about it a little more.
Orange,
as we
actually,
go on.
yeah.
Yep.
It's energizing. It lifts you up right away.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
love
pretty
it.
Great.
All right, so what are essential oils? Like, what does it even, what does that mean?
Essential oils are roots, leaves, flowers, rinds, you know, you name it. They can distill something out of it. And what's wonderful about essential oils is they're so effective. They work on the cellular level to protect us. We in plants are the same, so their essential oils are there to protect the plant. So it works really well, and they naturally provide an ability to combat threats and health concerns without building up resistance. So that's the key thing.
That's
right
amazing.
there.
Okay.
Because unfortunately, our pharmaceuticals, they're becoming a little bit passé. We're getting resistant to them. They're not working like they're supposed to be. So there's hazards to that. There's side effects. There's side benefits to oils.
So just like the oil would protect the leaf of a plant, it would do the same thing for us.
Yes. Yes.
Really?
So essential oils treat the symptoms and address the root cause. So that's kind of cool.
That is very cool.
And I don't know about you, but I don't know many doctors that are trying to, treat the root cause anymore.
It's after the fact.
And just a little bit about me, my issue has always been my stomach. At age 47, I came down with celiac disease, which was misdiagnosed, and then I had to figure it out myself, and then it was diagnosed, and it was, we're really in this on our own, I think. And so I just feel like it's so hard to get into a doctor nowadays. You better have some resources to be taking care of yourself. And that's how I feel that the essential oils kind of fill in that gap.
So is actually how you started this journey?
Yes. So, well,
that's awesome, Kathy.
I was introduced to them in a yoga class.
Sure.
And I loved how I felt. I had no idea that there were therapeutic uses.
No.
So that was just like,
mind opening. Yeah.
yeah. And then I started doing some research, and oh my gosh, there's so much research out there that the things that essential oils can do. If you go to pubmed.gov,
Okay.
you will just put in frankincense,
Yeah.
or lavender oil, and the world will open up to you at all the uses that have been researched and published about these oils. So it's pretty amazing.
I love it.
Yeah.
I'm writing that down as we speak.
Okay, so where are we going from here?
Okay, so that was what the essential oils are.
Right.
And what about some specific benefits? I know you kind of briefly said some of them, but like they actually cure things, or we can't really say quote unquote cure.
Right, correct. They can bring your body into a state of homeostasis, meaning it can balance the body out
Okay.
better than what it was before. So, I don't really say it's going to cure this because, everybody's different. We all react to things differently. I don't have the answers to that.
Yeah.
But I have enough experience on my own and with my family to know, and my customers to know that this stuff works.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty amazing. So some of the benefits, so that was that.
Yeah.
I just want to tell you really quickly the difference between the essential oils. My particular oils are from doTERRA, and I have done my research. I love everything that doTERRA stands for. And just really quickly, the company was started 14 years ago by 7 individuals who were previously in the essential oil industry, and they knew all the pitfalls. And the number one thing that they wanted to accomplish was purity. So every one of these bottles, the batch that is in here is tested over 50 times by doTERRA and over 50 times by third-party labs to make sure there's nothing else in them.
Wow.
And unfortunately, we can't say the same for most of the oils out there, the mainstream grocery store, Walmart, Target.
Yeah.
I would have to say that most of those oils are severely lacking. And it's not necessary, well, a lot of them are just fragrances. We all know that, right?
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
But some of the other ones that are better well known, unfortunately, it's not necessarily them, but it's the middleman who is furthering his profit by adding synthetics or carrier oils or lesser grade oils. And then that company is not testing to make sure it's pure.
So they're taking something, completely diluting it. Maybe not completely, but severely diluting it.
Well, or whatever.
Or whatever they're doing. Yeah.
I mean, and there's no regulatory body that says that the label has to say what it is. I mean, and the same thing holds true for our spices, our cleaning products. They can say anything they want. There's nobody regulating this, and they do. So
boy.
just know that everything we're breathing has the potential to be toxic to us. So I'm very suspect for anything with a scent that now comes in my house.
Sure.
Because it is being shown time and time again. So many people are coming down with autoimmune diseases. We're not the healthiest
Society?
Yes.
As a whole?
As a whole, yes, for sure. And part of that is because we are bombarding ourselves with toxins on an ongoing basis all day.
Without even knowing it.
Without even knowing it. So that is part of our education to people.
Sure.
So I think that's pretty important.
What was the company name again?
The doTERRA.
doTERRA. Okay.
And so that was number one. Number two, so they got rid of the middleman. And so they're sourcing the product from the actual farmers. There's co-ops and everything. And they source the product, 47 different countries, a lot of them third world, where the products grow best.
Sure.
And so they are able to get the chemistry that they want for this. They're helping another country, another community. They then, in turn, we all have the ability to put $1 for each order or however much you want into
to give back?
Yes. And so doTERRA matches that and gives back to these communities.
Oh my gosh.
Waterways, schools, hospitals, you name it. So
That's amazing.
It's pretty cool. And that's their mission, is to help the most, whether it be the farmer or the consumer. or
I love that.
me as a salesperson.
Right,
so
right.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
So can I ask a quick question, and not to interrupt, but how do they actually make the oil? Like, do they? Is that like another whole process, another podcast? Like, please don't ask that question.
Yeah, kind of. This is where I lack my.
Okay,
training.
no, that's okay. Just like a overall, like, how do you actually?
Well, it's distilled.
Okay, all right.
For the most part, there's steam distilled. There's cold pressed. The rinds for the citrus are pretty much cold pressed.
Okay.
Steam distilled. Some are actually just absolutes, which don't. Yeah. We should have gone over things not to ask Kathy, because she doesn't.
Note to self.
know.
Okay. Right on. Okay, but there's cold press, steams. There's a way to extract the actual oil.
Yes.
Okay, all right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is pretty cool. But I just can't explain.
No, that's too much.
So,
yeah. We don't need the technical side of it. Okay, so those are some amazing benefits, and we probably are bombarded with a lot of stuff that we're not even aware of anymore.
Yeah. It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So there, it's really easy. There's actually 3 ways to use oils.
Okay.
The first way would be aromatically. So that would be what we just did with that wild orange. We put some on our hand. We sniffed it. You could even open the bottle. I have a couple of really rare oils where I just open the bottle for a second. Just smell it, put that lid back on. Awesome. So that's one of the ways. Aromatically, that whole part of our brain can bring us back to grandma, or whatever for smells.
Yes.
So it's kind of a cool, unthinking part of our brain, the limbic system. The second way would be topically, and these are so potent that, for instance, let's do peppermint.
I love peppermint.
Yeah. So I'm handing it to, I'm just going to have you smell it. And it's pretty potent. 1 drop of peppermint is the equivalent of 28 cups of tea.
You're kidding.
So that's a lot of bang. I'm going to actually give you a peppermint beadlet. Ooh. Which is this tiny little beadlet that looks smaller than a BB. And you would pop that in your mouth. It's 1/4 of a drop of peppermint. And I just pop it. And it's pretty amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It just popped.
It's potent. Could you imagine having 2 of those? That's 1/4 of a drop.
That is?
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, they're very potent. When we use them topically, we always dilute. And I know you have olive oil at home, if nothing else, right?
Absolutely.
So there's one that I use for pain. So say my entire upper arm is hurting. That would take a lot of drops in my hand to cover that amount of territory. And it would be overwhelming.
You would just need
I just need 1 or 2. And so I would do a dollop
what's that
of...
one?
That's called Deep Blue. That's for aches and pains, yeah. So I would do a dollop of something in my hand. Avocado oil, jojoba. We use fractionated coconut oil. But like I said, olive oil, we all have that.
Yeah.
And 1 or 2 drops is all you need to cover that amount of territory. So when you open the bottle, what you're smelling is the oil going from liquid to gas very quickly. In other words, evaporating.
Sure.
So when you put it on, half of it's going to evaporate away. So by using a carrier oil, you're getting a better application.
Retains it, yeah.
It's binding better to your skin to have a better therapeutic use. So that's kind of the whole reason why we do that. So a couple things.
That.
If we don't have a carrier oil, because things happen,
yeah.
Bottoms of our feet are pretty tough. A great place. You probably won't develop a sensitivity on the bottoms of your feet.
Okay.
Depending on what you put on.
That's right. Fair.
But that would be a good use. And we usually use fractionated coconut oil, like I said, when we make roller bottles or something like that. Fractionated coconut oil is a great way because it doesn't go rancid like most oils do. Oh. So it's going to last as long as your essential oil is. So that's a great way to go with that.
And that's something you can easily put in your purse.
Yes.
Inconspicuous and just have it with you.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And it's less greasy. It's just, there's a multitude of reasons why you'd want to use that. Okay. And then the third way, and let's pick,
I know you guys can't see this, but I'll take a picture and post it. She's got a beautiful setup of lots of oils here at the desk.
So I'm looking at frankincense right now,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at the side of frankincense, and it has a label on it that says supplement facts.
I see it.
And that's actually a GRAS label, meaning generally regarded as safe to take internally. And then in really tiny letters down here, it says for internal use, dilute 1 drop in 4 ounces of liquid. Okay, so it tells you. And
would all of these have something on the side of what you can?
Yeah. This is breathe. This is for respiratory. And you see, it doesn't say that. It says ingredients.
I see it.
Yeah. So there's no supplemental fact sheet on this. And this one as well says somewhere here for topical and aromatic use.
I got you.
Okay. So that's the difference. So I just wanted to.
That's an excellent tip. If it actually says not ingredients, but what was it?
Supplement facts.
Supplement facts. Then it is something you can diluted maybe, but take and ingest.
Right.
Okay.
And it doesn't necessarily need to be diluted. So there's several ways to take it. A veggie cap, frankincense. In the beginning, I was doing 2 drops under my tongue.
Sure.
I now do everything in a veggie cap because honestly, my husband doesn't really want to taste it, and he doesn't really need to know what he's taking, right?
That's fair.
So, and I don't want to taste it either.
Yeah.
But here's the thing I wanted to ask you. I know you have a peppermint on your desk.
I do.
That is not doTERRA, and I want you to see if it has a supplement fact sheet on it. And while you're doing
no,
that,
it doesn't. You have your tea. I know Kathy got into our tea bar before we started, which was amazing.
It's lovely.
So no, there is no supplemental facts on this one.
So that leads me to believe what could be in there that you couldn't take internally. So I can go out in the yard and grab a peppermint leaf and pop that in my mouth. I have a team member who is a nurse practitioner. She was looking for peppermint for a certain thing that she knew her daughter needed to take internally. And it took her a year before she found doTERRA and found an oil that her daughter could take internally.
Really?
And peppermint, you can't get much more basic than that. So that's something I want you to keep in mind. Quite a few of these can be taken internally, and there's reasons why we would take it internally. So I don't know that we need to really go into that.
That might help answer a question I was going to ask you too. If you look on Pinterest or even for your site where it says this amazing concoction of 1 drop of this, 2 drops of this, and 4 drops of this, I'm guessing it's the poor choice of quality that I have. It never seems like if I do that, it just I don't get any of the smells. I can't smell it.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's the difference. And I do a bath bomb class, or I have done it.
Yeah.
And I can still do it. Yeah. But when researching recipes, I thought it was so interesting because the one I finally went with, she bought some collection from Joann's,
Sure.
And she was talking about teaspoons and a teaspoon and a half of it, and
you were like,
mine was like, okay, 4 drops of lavender. So that was kind of like, oh, that's the difference right there.
That is, it's your quality.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, what about office stuff? So
there was a study done, and I thought this would be good to tie this in.
Love it.
Vanderbilt Hospital, which is in Tennessee, did a study with doTERRA.
Okay.
And they were having poor work performance from their staff.
Okay.
And we were just specifically talking about the ER, which is probably the most stressed out staff there could possibly be.
Only imagine.
It'd be horrific.
Yeah.
So they decided to put diffusers around, and they used lime, wild orange, I think citrus bliss, and lemon throughout the ER.
Separately.
Yeah.
Separately, there was a one with lemon. Yeah.
Around. And so before the hospital started using the oils, 41% of the staff members said they were stressed out when at work. After using them, only 3% still felt stressed. And here's another fact. Before the oils were used, 60% of the staff said they were frustrated, and that number went down to 6% after implementing aromatherapy.
Oh my goodness.
84% of the staff members agreed that using it helped create a more positive work environment. And quite a few of the staff further went home and used essential oils.
Continued it.
Yeah, yeah. So that's,
okay, that's huge.
That's pretty amazing. So there goes, I know people that their boss won't let them use essential oils, but keep in mind the quality matters too, because a lot of people are sensitive to the synthetic stuff that is being put in them. So that might be one answer. It's not all the answers. Some people are sensitive to certain smells. So I would be sensitive to what people like. Again, I don't really know too many people that don't like wild orange.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a recognizable smell.
Right.
Everybody knows what orange smells like.
I have one that I have going in my shop all the time, and that's called On Guard. And it's cloves. It's a blend of cloves, cinnamon, wild orange, rosemary, and eucalyptus.
Yes, please.
And where's my thing? Where's my compliant words?
Where's my
Because
we have to. There's something.
Yeah. Hang on. Sorry.
That's totally okay.
Supports healthy immune and respiratory function when used internally. So that's one of the ones that can be used internally. If I have a dry throat, or could it be something I might go home and gargle with a drop? Definitely, if somebody's sick in the house, we will be having it go for immune support for everyone.
And this is in the diffuser.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or bottoms of the feet, diluted type of thing. That one also contains powerful surface cleansing properties, provides an energizing and uplifting aroma, and supports the body's natural antioxidant defenses when used internally. And honestly, internally and externally, you're better off having one, right?
At least one. Take one.
Yeah. And people come in my shop and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that smells so good." So,
Yes.
Just don't overpower everybody with 10 drops, One might be enough for your little office space.
Right. Or if you're just at your desk, like the roller ball, that might be a good thing if you can't. Or if you could do a little, watered down spray. Most offices have room sprays, right? It'd be the chemical.
And I would say that they're probably pretty caustic and hazardous. Yeah.
So it'd be great to replace that with something organic and helpful.
Right. Yeah. All the things.
Or even just having it and do like what we did with the orange. Just dab it on your wrist, or
or the roller bottle is a great way to do it. I have peppermint in a spray. I have water in a spray bottle. It's just a little 2-ounce spray bottle, and I probably put, I don't know, and this is how I cook too. I'm sorry.
There's an
I
ish.
probably put like 6 drops in there, and when people come in and they're overheated or whatever, or they're sweating, I'll spray them down, and I just shake it because oil and water don't mix.
Sure.
And then when I don't feel the cooling effect of that peppermint anymore, I'll put a few more drops.
You need
in.
more.
So the same thing, you could make a linen spray for your bed with the lavender.
Linen sprays, yes.
And it's just water and lavender, shake it up, spray it. So
I love that.
easy peasy.
Okay, so good ones for the office would be, what was the first one?
Well, I would say for sure, On Guard.
On Guard. Okay, that's right.
Wild orange, of course.
That was amazing.
Any of the citruses would be good, and they can also help with antioxidants and supportive for immune health.
Yeah.
I happen to like Balance, and I'm going to let you sniff that one. And that's pretty high in tree oils. It's actually almost all tree oils, so it has frankincense in it, has hoe wood, spruce. It's just,
Well, that's amazing.
when we start thinking about woods, how their trees are rooted, grounded, that's what woods do to us. So they're pretty phenomenal for that. Florals can be very calming. I do know a lot of people are kind of funny about florals.
They are, right?
Yeah.
They are.
So to pick a floral for everybody might be kind of tough. We have a blend called Adaptive, and that came out ironically pre-pandemic for everything chaotic.
Okay, what is that? What am I smelling?
Oh, I knew you were going to ask.
I'm sorry. That is amazing.
It is amazingly, here there is actually
Gosh, I wish I could guess this. I know what it is.
There's actually a wheel of emotions. And so being that woods are grounding, florals are calming, mints can be invigorating, spices can be joyful. What's the other one? Herbs. What does it say
Herbs and
about
grasses.
And what does it say about her? I know that's the one you can't
Nope.
read.
Oh, no, I've got my glasses on. Open, content, and comforting for herbs and grasses.
There you go. So adaptive, and
This is a great wheel.
I
Wait, can I read these off real fast?
Yeah.
For everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, so she has mints, which is kind of a blue color, and that says positive, courageous, confident. Then there's citrus, which is energizing, optimistic, and creative. That'd be a good one for the office, like you said. Then there are spices, which are enthusiastic, joyful, and bold. Herbs and grasses we just mentioned. Open, content, and conforming. Not conforming. Comforting. Sorry.
That's okay.
Trees are uplifting, grounding, and peaceful. Florals are tranquil, affirming, and reassuring. That is I love that wheel.
Yeah.
Love, love, love. Okay, so what is...
Okay, so this is a blend of wild orange, lavender, copaiba, which we haven't really talked about. It's a wood. Magnolia, rosemary, neroli, which is the bitter orange tree flowers. So if you've ever smelled orange tree flowers, that's kind of what that smells like. And then sweet gum, which is another wood.
This is super yummy.
So you'll notice that pretty much the entire wheel is in that. So
there is. It elicits a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Amazing. That is super.
So during the pandemic, we have a tremendous amount of kids here in the Valley that were being homeschooled that will forever link the smell of adaptive in the diffuser with, oh yeah, that was that year.
That was that year.
Whether it was good or bad, I
It's
don't
going to
know.
call back upon you.
Yeah.
Well, this just shows you how powerful our scent can be, right?
Yeah.
It does. It brings you back to your
Yeah.
grandmother's house because there was fresh cut grass or something.
Right.
Or,
Dove soap for me.
Is that going to linger and haunt you for a while? Oh my God. Okay, this has been absolutely amazing. This is a good basis of what essential oils even are. And then your specific company, doTERRA, did I say that right?
Yes.
doTERRA. It's just a high quality oil.
It is.
And it's pure. And it gives back to the people that are helping to make it and the people helping to sell it, right?
Right.
But really, they're helping everybody.
Right. And as a wellness advocate, which I am with doTERRA, it is my job to help guide people through the process. So, because there's safety issues, citrus can be sun sensitive, so you don't want to put it on and go lay out in the sun.
Sure.
I use citrus in my water for detoxing my body with pH balance instead of, the apple cider vinegar.
Sure, yes.
My water tastes better.
Boy, that's going to be way better.
I drink more water.
Yeah.
But one of the safety concerns is it does break down plastic, so you would need to do it in stainless steel or glass.
Okay.
So there's just little things like that.
You have to be aware of.
Yeah.
And then if somebody just needs some general stuff, is that something they would find on your website? Like, what about this specific, I love this smell. What does it mean for me? Or maybe not that.
Maybe not that
Yeah.
detailed. I mean, you'd be better off just calling me.
Yeah.
I'm here
I love it.
to help people. So
What is the phone number for the store?
805-245-0172.
Awesome. That is amazing. And they can, of course, check on the website first and look at everything. And then if they have any specific questions, just give you a buzz.
Right. And a lot of times I have a promo code, so you get a free oil
I would love
if
it.
you ordered something. So please contact me first. So
Yeah.
there's a couple things that I just want to go over really
Sure.
quick. So key points to remember.
Yes.
Know your source. Know how they process that oil. Do your research. Always dilute when you put it on topically.
Okay.
And that always means something fatty. So some oils can be a little sensitive. So if you're finding it sensitive, what we do is we wipe it off as best we can, and then we'll put something, a carrier oil to dilute it more. Wipe it off, dilute it more. If you don't have that, just anything fatty, milk would work. It's the same fundamentals as when you have jalapenos.
I know exactly what you mean. Thank you for saying that, because I know, I know.
So we all know what happens when
Yes.
we drink water. And the same thing, oil and water don't mix. It drives it in further. So it's the exact same thing.
That's it. Okay,
So
perfect.
butter, milk, whatever, but don't panic.
Okay.
And we need to start using essential oils to reduce our toxic synthetics. My whole cleaning for my house is using essential oils.
Really?
And honestly, it costs pennies compared. And I don't worry about my dogs licking their feet, the babies putting their feet in their mouth, whatever. And it's so much healthier for everyone. And start with just a few foundational oils. I have my 10 favorites, and get them from somebody that you know will help guide you. So that's just my, in a nutshell, key points to remember.
I love that. And with those 10 favorites, that really can get you your base, and then you can spread out from there. Like, know
Correct.
those first 10.
Well, the first 10, honestly, I feel like are what's going on in your medicine cabinet in a more natural manner.
Okay.
So as things come up, you have them.
Yes.
Because when you're having stomach issues, you don't have 3 to 6 days to get it by mail, right?
That's true.
So it's just nice to have these on hand.
It's got to be there so you
Yeah.
can grab it just as fast as you would something out of the medicine cabinet.
Right. So, okay.
That is amazing. Thank you, Kathy,
you.
so much.
You're welcome.
And I think she just went over the phone number, but just in case, the website is SYV Essential Oils.com. And you can always email Kathy directly at Cathi, CATHI, at SYV-oils.com. Sound right?
Yep. Perfect.
Thank you, Kathy.
All right. You're welcome.
I loved having
Charlene.
you. Yeah, thank you. Okay, we will talk with you guys next week. Thank you for joining me today at Witchy Work Wishes, a place to find your weekly inspiration for bringing your personal witchcraft practice into your business, work, and office. For more information and additional content, please visit me online at witchyworkwishes.com. If you want to send me a personal note, please email me at info@witchyworkwishes.com. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. Just search for Witchy Work Wishes.